Welcome to Grazing Hell, the one and only podcast made by a cow. And today I am back with another episode, but just on my own. On my own? No, I'm not going to sing Les Mis. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put you through that torture. I don't know why I did that. I don't even like musicals, but anyway. How are you? Oh, you're also, sort of bumming along, just, yeah. February's a weird month, because January is rough for everyone. You sort of get into February and you think, oh yeah, this month will be better and blah, blah, blah. But then it kind of just isn't. So, yeah. Looking forward to March, though. There's nothing, when I say it's not been good, don't worry, I'm fine. It's just, I think winter and all that malarkey, it just isn't a fun time for anyone, really. But yeah, so that's good to hear that you're also thinking February sucks. So I just released a new video the other day. It was on metanormativity. It's about 46 minutes, so if you haven't watched it yet, don't worry, I won't hold it against you. I understand, it's a longie. And that was my first proper collab. First time I've had someone from another channel in my video. I mean, I've had... Oh, excuse me, sorry. I do this every time. I yawn every time. I've had people do little voiceovers, like I've had Noah Sampson, I've had Duncan Dasner, and I've had Jen from Fundy Fridays, and I think that's voices. And then I've had like voice actors, obviously, like proper voice actors. Not saying they weren't good, but you know what I mean, like as in voice actors who do it by trade, professionally. So, yeah, but this time I had someone actually have their own full segment, their full 10, 12, can't remember exactly how long it was. And it was David J. Bradley, who was just so lovely to work with, such a lovely human and just so funny. Their segment was so funny. I mean, just to give you a sort of is it TLDR? Too long, didn't read. Yeah, TLDR of the video, metanormativity, is the video was kind of in a similar style to my heterofatalism video, but obviously the subject matter was different. And it's basically about the idea that in society, I'm so sorry, in society, because we live in a society, romantic love is put on a pedestal above all other types of love, and the idea of being in love and in a romantic relationship is kind of seen as the most important thing in your life, and also like the most aspirational thing. And if you end up single, even if it's something that makes you happy, like it's considered weird. So, like the idea of dying alone and that kind of stuff. So all that stuff. But yeah, it's so that's what it was about. And obviously this is a topic that heavily hits the aromantic community, and I wanted to get an aromantic creator on board to give their perspective, because I can't really give insight into that. And it was really fascinating. I learned so much, and I mean, the comments were just so, well, the comments were great when it was about, like, when it was from, like, aromantic people giving feedback, fantastic. Always want to hear how I can be a better ally. The comments I didn't like were the ones about my accent. Everyone's going hoo-ha over my accent. What the fuck is going on? Like, I think my voice did sound a bit different in that video, because the day I filmed, like, I wasn't totally feeling it, to be honest. I think that video in general, my heart wasn't completely in it, because just my mental health hasn't been 100% lately. I'm fine. I'm not bad. I'm just not at my peak. So Yeah. And some people got really critical about my accent. So just to give you like a little background on my life. So I'm English, right? Or British, whatever. I've mainly grown up in London. However, before that, I lived in the US. I lived in California, and my family are Irish, right? So my dad is Irish. All my extended family are Irish. The family that I spend most time with and have the most contact with are Irish. So my accent, and also bear in mind, I'm just one of those people that kind of catches accents. Like if I spend a lot of time with someone, I will adapt. I've just got a very malleable voice, right? So my accent is a bit of a mishmash. It's like mainly London, but then there's certain words that come out Irish, and like my R's are Irish. So I can't say Ireland like the way English people say it. Well, I can, but like I don't. I say it like Ireland, like you would say it in Ireland. And like my name is Irish. This is another thing. Okay, people in the comments are acting shocked that I'm Irish, and it's like, my name is Tara Mooney. Someone commented, because I made a community post about this, because it's getting so out of hand that like more comments are about that than the actual video, and it's genuinely like frustrating. And someone commented like, your name is literally Tara Mooney, like it may as well be Seamus O'Shaughnessy or something. And I was like, exactly, like why are people acting shocked? They're like, oh my god, why is your voice like that? Are you Irish? It's like, yeah, no shit, I'm Irish. Look at me, I burn by going outside even in the winter. Like, come on, guys. But the weirdest aspect of it was that I got a couple of comments of people saying, oh, I find it really grating and really jarring how it's only on certain words, like most words sound like this and then suddenly you say R like that. And then other people will be like, yeah, I mean, she's probably just trying to appeal to her American audience. There's nothing American about my accent. You can say that my accent's weird and it's not consistent. Fine, I'll give you that. But what in it is American? And secondly, where do you think Americans come from? Where do you think that accent comes from? They came from, on a boat across the Atlantic from Ireland. Where did the Titanic... Now, I know the Titanic didn't make it, so bad example. But where was the Titanic built? Where did that come from? Ireland. So it's just so funny to me that like people commenting that are so America-centric that they think... I mean, in fairness, I understand that like most of my audience is American, but like, why would I make my accent more American to appeal to an American audience when I do think part of the appeal is that I'm British? Like, I joke about this, but it's kind of true. Like, just by having a British accent, Americans just like lose their shit. They're just like, oh my god, sorry, I'm not going to make fun of their voices, but like they just love it. Like when you're over there, they're just like, oh my god, like, and they think you're smarter than you actually are. I mean, that's how fucking Milo Yiannopoulos had a platform over there. Like, if you just say something in a British accent, people think you're smarter than you actually are. So why would I make myself American when being British is kind of a selling point to my audience? It's kind of like, I don't want to say exotic to them, but you know what I mean? Like it's a novelty. So these comments just don't make sense. They're really nitpicky, and it's made me quite self-conscious because I've always been quite self-conscious about my voice. I've always had an inconsistent accent because I moved around so much as a kid. I moved schools a lot, I moved towns a lot. My family, are all very different accent-wise. Like my mum is from Hackney, so she's got a very London accent. Meanwhile, my dad's Irish, all my extended family are Irish. But during university, like I lived with like my best friend's Northern, so naturally I'll pick up some kind of, I don't know, it's just, I don't get why people get so aggy about accents. They're like, why are you speaking like that? Why is your voice like that? Who are you trying to impress? Like, what? Like, there's no game here. I don't have some kind of motive. I'm not like making my voice a certain way to try and manipulate my audience. Like, this isn't what's going on here. It's not that deep. I moved around a lot. I family. That's it. It's that simple. So it's, and I know some people said like, oh, it sounds different from other videos. Like it's changed over time. And I will give them that. I think my rhotic R's have gotten more pronounced over lockdown. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm watching more like Irish TV shows. Maybe it's because I miss my family. Like there's a lot of psychological things that come with accents. So for example, I don't know how true this is, but I remember reading something about how if you like a place, so for example, if you are like what's the word? If you're foreign and you move to another country, like you move to a foreign country. So for example, if I move to America, if you like it, apparently, your accent is more likely to adapt to the place. So when you go home, people, say, oh, you sound so American. Whereas apparently, if you don't like the place and you're not comfortable in your environment, your accent is less likely to mold. And sometimes it even becomes even more like your native accent. So, i.e., if I lived in America, didn't like it, I would sound more British. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I've read that in a few different places. So maybe some of it is that I miss home. I was going to go to Ireland over just before Christmas. And the day I would have flown out, I got COVID. As in, I tested positive for COVID. Like I had it before. And I remember a few days before I cancelled my trip because I was just like, I hadn't even got symptoms yet. It wasn't even like a physical thing. It was like a gut feeling. I just sort of, because like Omicron was going ham. I just got this feeling. I was like, it doesn't feel right. Because I was going to meet a friend and possibly family. And like my friend was staying with her nan. So no, like if there was any chance I could have had it, I was like, no, I can't risk it. Like too many old people in proximity. So yeah, it's, maybe I just miss home. Maybe that's why my R's are getting more Irish. And on a brighter note, I'm getting my Irish passport soon. In fact, that reminds me, maybe after this, I'll go take my passport photos because I need to get new passport photos in order to apply for, well, not apply for said passport, just get it. Like I'm already a citizen, I just need to get the passport. So that's exciting. I'm very excited to get my Irish passport because I don't know if you've heard about Brexit. Yeah. So obviously, because my main passport is British, it makes it trickier for me to travel around Europe. So when I get my Irish passport, I will be travelling with much more ease around Europe. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm very excited. To finally have my Irish passport. I've been meaning to do it for years, but I don't travel very much. Like the only times I've travelled in the past few years has been to Ireland, and it doesn't really feel, it's not really, I mean, it is going abroad. They have euros there. It's different currency and it is a different country. But it isn't, you know what I mean? Because it's literally an hour on the plane. So, yeah. But I want to start traveling more. I say this all the time, but I really am this year. I'm going to go somewhere. I'm making that my mission, assuming COVID allows, of course. I'm not going to go if it's risky, but, so, yeah. That's all very exciting. So yeah, that was all very weird. I don't know why people got so aggy about it. And like why people jump to assume that something sinister is happening. Like, I don't know. It's just weird, very strange. the worst ones were, oh, I find it very jarring or it's very grating, it hurts my ears. It's like, how entitled do you have to be to say, you can't speak the way you speak because it hurts my ears? It's like, okay, then don't ever go to Ireland. And also, an Irish accent's beautiful. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? They've got the nicest accents. I understand that my accent isn't Irish, so, you know, having just Irish R's is a bit jarring, but like, if it bothers you that much, why, like, to go and comment it, just unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe. If you hate Irish people and you think we deserve to die in the potato famine, just go. Just say that. Just say that. Man. Yeah, your little Oliver Cromwell busted ass. Whatever. Anyway. But yeah, so that was recent. That was very weird. People are weird. But apart from that, the video seems to have gone down very well. I mean, I haven't checked the comments because I now have a rule with myself. At first, what I used to do is I just used to constantly read the comments, even for days, weeks after. Don't do that. It's really bad for you and your mental health. Just don't do it. Not worth it. Not worth it, mate. Then I went down to 48 hours. I was like, okay, I'm only allowed to read comments in the first 48 hours. Now I've gone down to 24 hours because I find that the people that comment in the first hour, 24 hours, are the ones that are genuinely invested in your work. So any criticism they do post, like, will be genuine and good faith criticism. Or they're your haters. Like, there's people, I'm sure lots of creators relate to this, but like, a lot of the time you'll get like someone who comments like straight away about how they don't like you, and it's like, bestie, you've got my notifications turned on just to tell me you don't like me. Like, okay. And then after that point, I just sort of think it's not worth it. Like, if there's any glaring issues about the video, like big mistakes, someone would have pointed it out by now. Or if it's that severe, like, a friend will message me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just, at that point, it's not worth looking at comments. And I hate saying that because I really appreciate all the subscriptions that take the time to comment, and like, thank you for doing that. If I could just read your comments, I would love that. But unfortunately, YouTube comments are just like a battleground. You know, it's like a minefield for your mental health. It's just bad. Just not, like, there's so many lovely comments, and then you'll get a few really fucking gnarly ones, and they just fuck up your day. And like how before I was on YouTube, didn't really think there were issues with my nose, but apparently I need a nose job, so that's really nice. Oh, what a time to be alive, eh? I'm just going to hydrate. Apologies if you've got myosma, you know, the thing where you don't like hearing people chew or drink. Apologies if you have that. But if you did enjoy that, you're welcome. So today I'm not going to be talking about anything, you know, groundbreaking, because today there's a storm. And I don't actually mean metaphorically, I mean literally there's a storm. In the UK, we've got a storm called Eunice, which is quite an old-fashioned lady's name. There was also another storm called Storm Dudley. And yeah, so it's just very, very windy. That's what's going on. Oh no, I'm talking about the weather. Oh no. the English stereotypes coming through. Sorry everybody. Yeah, it's so that's fun. I just find it funny though, because these storms are called the least threatening names. Like Eunice is like an old lady's name. Like, I just imagine a cute old lady, like with her little shopping trolley, like a cute old biddy. And then Dudley sounds like a name in like a comedy show set in fucking, the north somewhere. I don't know. It just, they're not very threatening names. Also, I don't know if this is total bullshit. It probably is, but I find it funny. I remember once I read something that was like, more people die in storms and hurricanes named after women because they not named after women, with women names, because they take them less seriously. Sorry. I don't know why I found that so funny. Like, it's funny on so many levels because, one, if it's true, it's kind of... Sorry, it's just funny because it's like... It's just funny. And then if it's not true, it's funny because it's like, I imagine some like liberals making that statistic up to be like, this is the problem in feminism today, like, or I don't know, or like in sexism today. I don't know. It's just a very funny thing. I don't know. That might be complete bullshit. I just remember reading that somewhere and being like, that's weird. I mean, I think hurricane and storm names in general just aren't very threatening, and they need to make them more threatening. So, like, storm death. No, that's probably a bit alarming, isn't it? Storm Saxon. That's like a Viking name. Storm Sigrid, like my dog. Storm Zeus. Storm... what's a really hard name? What's a really like hard, badass name? Storm Roxanne. I don't know. Just like Eunice, Dudley. Didn't even bat an eye when I left the house today. I was just like, what's Eunice going to do to me? Give me a hug? Give me a little kiss on the forehead? So, yeah. What's Dudley going to do? Play the spoons? Sorry, this is so stupid. Why am I making the worst jokes ever? I don't know. But at least I made myself laugh. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if the however 1,000 people that listen to this find it funny. As long as if I do. But yeah, alas, because of the storm, I can't take Siggy out. So she's just at home at the moment, chilling. Probably in bed, because she loves bed. She is I call her a bed elf. She's my little bed elf, or a bed rat. She's my little rat dog. Yeah, she's good. She's doing well. She's loving life. You know, I haven't taken her out as much as I'd like, just because work's been so busy, and the weather. She is really annoying when it's raining. It's a thing with her breed, with Italian greyhounds. They're very picky about whether, if it's too windy and cold, they just won't go out. Like, it's quite funny. I'll take her like out the door, you know, out the doorstep in the hope to walk her, and then she'll just pull with all her might back to the door, and I'm like, oh Jesus. And to make things even more annoying, she pisses and poops inside. Like, even if I say open the door and I'm just like, just go out for 2 seconds, just get the wee out, just get it out, like, she'll still go inside. And let's add even more. She's bloody gone and pissed on the duvet. I have not one but 2 duvets, and she's pissed on both of them. So I need to go take them to the dry cleaners because they don't fit in my washing machine. So I'm just sleeping with a blanket at the moment, and it's not thick and it's not very big. And I wake up freezing cold. and Siggy and I are gripping each other for body warmth. She's gone and pissed on them. Honestly, she will be the death of me. So yeah, that's Siggy for you. So to move on, I wanted to show you a tweet. Insert sound effects of crowd booing. I know, but it's very funny, okay? Twitter is a hellhole, but because it's a hellhole, it attracts a lot of funny shit. So I'm gonna show something to you. So here it is. Replace Netflix with books. Replace music with podcasts. Replace excuses with action. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. So it's by a guy called John Pompliano, and Cal Gore, who is very funny. You should definitely go check out her channel. She's great. She's great, like leftist comedy content. And her comment underneath is, wait, do you think podcasts make you smart? Lol, it's just some guy. And it's like, exactly, like, oh my God, any guy is in danger of making a podcast. Like Casey said this in a video last night. She was like, it's literally like $60 and you can set up a podcast. Like every guy is in danger of doing that. Casey Alonso, I mean, she made a great video about alpha podcasts. So this tweet was by a guy who, it literally in his bio, it says, I tweet about business, statistics, and cool stories every day. Hashtag Bitcoin. And I think it's unironic. Oh dear. And his pinned tweet says, Elon Musk made 180 million when PayPal was acquired in 2002. He put 100 million in SpaceX, 70 million in Tesla, and 10 million in Solar City. He borrowed money for rent. Okay. Now he's worth 190 billion. The greatest entrepreneurs aren't driven by money. It's a byproduct of success. What the fuck is this juice this guy is drinking? Because I want some. I wish I was this level of delusional. Okay, let's just put aside the fact that there's a great Behind the Bastards episode about Elon Musk. Let's just put aside the fact that he like invested all of his money but then borrowed money from other people for rent when he had loads of money. It's like, and this is the kind of guy who like isn't a fan of social welfare. Bear in mind, he's, you know, whatever. That's just, but like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's all they care about. That's their thing. That's the reason. So yeah, that's the guy who made that tweet. So obviously it's very silly. But the funniest part is replace music with podcasts, like as if podcasts are more valuable than music. Like imagine like, I don't know, Beethoven's Symphony versus the fucking Fresh and Fit podcast. Listening to those two things, which one's going to make you smarter? Which one's going to stimulate your brain more? Come on, like that's, you know, they say that thing where you should play classical music to babies. It's good for babies and it's good for your plants as well, apparently. So, but yeah, good Lord. Speaking of Fresh and Fit, I know these guys have gotten so much attention and like their whole brand is being arseholes and I'm giving them the attention they want. But I just wanted to watch a couple of their vids because they're very funny because they are literal incels. So let's just goof on them for a bit, you know? I won't talk about them on the main channel, won't give them that free clout. You know, well, I mean, they're bigger than me anyway, so it's fine. But their engagement isn't very good, but whatever. And yeah, let's just watch a couple of shorts by them and see if they make us any smarter. What do you reckon? What's your guess? What's your prognosis? That's not what I meant to say. Hypothesis. Does listening to Fresh and Fit correlate with higher IQ. Not that IQ is a measure of intelligence, so anyway, it's bullshit, but you get my point. You get the joke. It's a joke. Okay, let's get a vid up. So I can't bring myself to sit through a whole episode of this podcast, so I thought I'd curate a list of shorts by them. I haven't watched them yet, but I've picked them based on title and how spicy I think the titles are. So this one is Girls' Night Out Meaning, and it's in portrait mode, just taken on his phone. Girls' Night Out translation. Oh, so we're gonna, up our language skills. The description is, she isn't just going out.
I want to go on Girls' Night Out. Translation, I want to dress provocatively, go outside, field my options while you sit at home like a dummy and not know that I'm still playing the field while you're faithful to me.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about that. That's interesting. If you have a partner that says this, oh my God, run, Joey, run. Yeah, that's controlling. It's abusive. It's terrible. No. I also just find it so funny as well because this guy frequently argues that it's fine for men to cheat on their girlfriends or wives, but yeah. But the thing is, the thing that's scary about this is that they have an audience, right? Like, yes, a lot of their audience are haters, making fun of them, making commentary videos on them, but like, they have an audience. And I find that really terrifying. Like, let's see what the top comment is. The true test is to suggest that she goes to an all-girls club. If she has a problem with that and wants to go to a regular club instead, then you know your answer. She's for the streets. When she says that, you say, cool, I'm going out too. This will reveal the most about your girlfriend. Remember, we can all play dumb, and if that is your cutoff, use that night to stack up the alternatives. Wow. Years ago, my ex did a sleepover with her girlfriends. I let her go. No prob. Trust. Weeks later, months. She had such guilt that she told me everything. She went to her girlfriend's house and gave me a call so I could hear women cackling in the background. She then, with her girlfriend's blessings, went to some guy's apartment to get smashed. She said she didn't go through with it. She's my ex. If you're in a relationship and she wants to go out on girls' night, just know that she's also on her way out of the relationship. This was a non-negotiable for me before the red pill. I instinctively knew this. Now I know that if they even ask, she's for the street and recreational use only. Wow. It's scary that these people are real. I mean, that's a tenet of a functional relationship, that you should be able to spend time with your friends. And I know they're going to say, oh, well, we're not saying she can't see her friends, but she just doesn't need to go on a girls' night out. And it's trust. It's just so being in a relationship shouldn't limit you in any way. Well, I say in any way, like if you're in a monogamous relationship and you two agree that you don't want to get with other people, but that's not a limit, right? That's like a boundary. That's a bit different, because I think you're doing it because that's what you want. You don't want to get with anyone else, right? Whereas this is a rule, and that's why it's that's so fucked up. That's not even funny. That's just sad. And he's saying it with such confidence. Wow, that's really quite terrifying. So this next one is, you should only cook in this case. Cooking equals submissive. Wow, the insecurity. Christ. It must be exhausting to be this insecure.
All right, should you cook for your girl? Guys, unless you're a chef and you're like really good and you can use it as a DHV, no, she should be cooking for you, because cooking is a submissive role unless you're like a really good chef and then you're using it to show your skills and it's a part of your repertoire as a man. But if you're just a regular Joe Schmo, your cooking sucks, etc., hell no, the girl should be cooking for you.
I mean, what do I even say to that? Maybe you both should cook for each other. I don't know. I mean, I say that and I'm a terrible cook. So, you know what? Let's just go to the next one because I don't even know what to make of that. Feminism is ruining this. Feminism is taking over.
All right, guys, is feminism ruining the world? Well, that's a very complex question. Simple. If you're trying to get a family, get married, have a serious relationship, and build that nuclear family, yes, it's destroying the nuclear family. If you're just trying to have fun, you get out there, date, have sex with whoever, it's fantastic. But it depends on what your goal is. But the reality is this. Feminism almost always negatively affects women because it makes it harder for them to find a man that's going to take them seriously. Hey, if you're a higher status guy, feminism actually works in your favor.
Wowza, Rooney. I'm lost for words. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I thought I'd have commentary, but this is just so... This is hilarious. This is awesome. This is so great. Oh, gosh. He's like I don't know. He's just a rolling comedy act, but unintentionally. So to give you an idea of this podcast, it's like and I say this in inverted commas, air quotes, alpha podcast, right? So they give like all they do is talk about women and how like they should be submissive and what's wrong with feminism and modern dating and stuff. And it's him and this other guy who, how do I say this without sounding... What that guy, you know, the guy, I'm calling back to that tweet earlier where he says you should listen to podcasts and they make you smarter. Listening to this podcast will make you dumber. I'm just going to put it like that. These guys, listen, I'm not, you know, I don't spend my days reading Proust and, you know, Gogol and shit like that. I'm not like reading Russian literature every night. But yeah, I can safely say that these guys are not, it's just not the most intellectual content, put it like that. That's me trying to be diplomatic. But yeah, so this video, yeah, women use this to justify their bad decisions. And what they often do is they get like loads of women on their podcast. And I don't know if they pay them or the women pay. Apparently, I think it was Anna who told me that people pay to go on the podcast. And the reason for this is that it's exposure. Like they put their Instagram handles up. But I'm like, mate, is it worth it? The kind of guys you're going to get to follow you. And the caption over it is horoscopes, and like instead of horoscopes like HOR, it's WHOR, like whore. So that's awesome. Why? So this video needs to be uploaded. The first half is frozen and there's loads of comments about it, and that's just so funny to me. They've got this on their actual channel. Guys, what are you doing? And also, like, considering how wide-reaching this podcast is, like, the sound isn't very good. What kind of shit show are you running? And listen, I know that's coming from me, where I have so many episodes where the sound is shit, but I own it, right? I own it. And I at least feel bad about it, whereas they've just uploaded this and it's not even working. Okay, next video. Okay, women are slowly becoming more masculine. Women need to hear this. And first of all, let's talk about the framing. So for my audio listeners, the framing is fucking hilarious for this first bit. I don't know if it's going to move, but right now, he and like half of his guest's face are just right at the bottom corner, and most of the frame is just the background. Why can't they set up a camera? What is going on?
Here's the reality. Yeah. This is why chivalry is dead and women killed it. I mean, y'all can say what you want to say, man.
It ain't
but
dead.
Why is a man, real talk, like feminism is here. You know, women are more educated than ever before. They make their own money. You know what I'm saying? And as a byproduct of them making their own money and becoming more successful, you get a little bit more masculine energy. You're not going to be a heavy hitter making money by being passive and a pussy. You're going to become a little bit more masculine, right? And then
So, two things there. When people talk about women in the workplace having masculine energy, there's two points there. One is that might be true in that in terms of if you're, for example, in a corporate environment where it's quite male-centric, you might sort of quote unquote, like sort of get on the same level as your male colleagues in order to be taken seriously. But the latter being, why does masculine mean like dominant and assertive, whereas like feminine means pussy or whatever he said? It's just so funny to me because it's like this idea that feminine energy is weak and submissive, and it's so funny because when I think of feminine energy, I think of like the divine feminine. I think of like Janelle Monáe, Pink, you know, the music video of her, that song she did by Grimes. I think like, you know, goddesses. I think, I don't know, it's just so funny to me because women are historically incredibly strong. And like, even if you're really big on the whole like gender binary, and even if you play into the idea that like, you know, there's just biological differences, you know, men are just physically stronger than women. Fine. Okay, let's say I accept it, that it's that black and white. You're talking about mental strength. And it's just so funny to me because it's like, women are mentally so strong and historically have had to be mentally strong. I know, you just hear about like all the gnarly shit that happened in like the 1900s and the shit they had to go through. Like the fact that, you know, you would carry a baby for 9 months when it was like 50-50 of whether it would survive by age 3. And the fact that like, even today, childbirth is really dangerous. But like back then, it was like almost a death sentence to be pregnant. The mental fortitude, it's just I don't know, it's just so funny to me. It's just so blatantly untrue. But anyway, he needs to tell himself that.
Top of that, women are just having a little bit more recreational sex, which is fine.
Yeah.
Cool, do your thing. But you can't expect men to be traditional, hold the door open for you, pay for the date, treat you like a lady, etc. when you guys are no longer traditional women. It's bullshit. Yeah. So guys have adapted to the situation because men haven't really changed. Women have.
Okay, so his argument there is that women want men to be traditional and hold the door open for them. That's just not true. Like, you should open the door for anyone, regardless of gender, because it's a considerate thing to do. I just don't know where he's getting this shit from. Who is he talking to? Though the women who were there, they were like nodding along going, yeah. And it's like, what are you on? What? I think if you ask most people what they want, they just want mutual respect. They just want someone who, you know, they're attracted to, makes them laugh. If you're into sex, have good sex with, good sexual chemistry. And, you know, is mature, is like an adult who's got their shit together, you know? It's just, they, and I know this is ironic coming from me who makes video essays. So I know that I pathologize, don't get me wrong, but like these guys pathologize to a level that just, I don't know, it's just so funny. So this one I'm sure is going to be lovely. The title of it is Ratchet Chick Kicked Out. And sometimes what happens on this podcast is, every now and then, when they let the women speak, the women might disagree with them. God forbid. So I'm guessing that's what happens. Oh, there's a great clip that went viral of someone, you know, giving him some gusto. I've got to say, I think that's my kink, seeing these guys get owned.
I'm not a boyfriend, never.
I can't. Okay, the last male that you were sexually involved with.
No.
That's not an answer. In person?
No.
In person or online?
Never.
See, did you?
All right, yo, get the fuck off the show, man.
Thank you.
Ridiculous, bro.
I was waiting for me to be kicked out.
Nah, bro.
Oh, God bless. Because I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
All right, then we'll just get up and get out. Then.
Shit, mad weird. Y'all don't even pull the chair up for a bitch. Y'all have no. What the fuck is the chivalry? All this shit.
Yo, you feel like lady if you act like one and you ain't.
So she's getting kicked out. Is she getting kicked out because she wasn't in the relationship or because of her attitude? I don't know what's going on.
I'm not a boyfriend, never.
I can't. Okay, the last male that you were sexually involved with.
No.
That's not an answer. In person?
No.
In person or online?
Never.
See, did you? All
right, yo, get the fuck off the show, man. This
Thank
is
you.
ridiculous, bro.
I I was
yo,
waiting
fuck
for
off
me
the
to
show,
be
man.
kicked out.
Nah, bro.
Oh.
You wildin' now.
God bless. Cause I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
All right, then we'll just get up and get out then.
Shit, mad weird. Y'all don't even pull the
You don't
chairs
answer the
up
questions,
for
man.
a bitch. Y'all
Okay.
have no. What the fuck is the chivalry? All this shit.
Yo, you get treated like a lady if you act like.
So you know how he says at the end, like, you get treated like a lady if you get treated like a lady if you act like a lady. I find it interesting because these guys keep going on and on about how women don't get treated like ladies because they don't act like ladies because they're just they're sleeping with people. And they claim that if a woman acts like a lady, she'll get, you know, the good treatment. Never seen it. Apparently none of these women exist, or at least according to these guys. Or if they do exist, they're not allowed to be on the internet. They're not allowed to be on the podcast. They're probably locked at home. Not allowed to see their friends or family. But this guy like gets jealous if a girl he's seeing like meets up with her brother. And he's like, I need a DNA test to prove that he's your brother. Okay. Bizarro. So here's another lovely little nugget of wisdom. Men age like wine, women age like milk. So our guy doesn't know who Gillian Anderson is because every day that woman gets hotter and hotter. I'm sorry, but like, she's getting too much. Like when she was on The Great, I was like, this is too much for me. I need to go out. I don't know what I was saying there, but it's like my guy is not seeing them MILFs. Oh God, there's so many MILFs. What are you talking about, women? My guy is missing out.
If I'm in my prime, right? Why would I want a woman that's on her decline?
Decline.
Yes. Once a woman passes 30 years old, she is steadily declining. Let's just
God,
be
I
all the
still
way
work.
1,000 here. From a biological standpoint, from a
guess.
practical
It's
standpoint, she is declining.
It's not true.
As
Why
men
are these
age,
women
Get
agreeing?
better with time. Men age like wine, women age like milk. Let's keep it all the way 1,000 here.
Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but here's
Okay, the women on this podcast who go on and agree and they're like, yeah, it's true. It's like, you do realise you're reinforcing this problem? This man who can't even look you in the eye because he can't be around women, but he claims he's like really alpha. And you're like, yeah, it's true. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it makes me very angry and you're an enabler. What are you doing? And let's just take a moment to appreciate some MILFs. Gillian Anderson, MILF. Camille Cottin, who plays Andrea from 10%, you know, the French TV show, translates to Call My Agent, MILF. Who else is a MILF? Natalie Portman's a MILF. I can't think of other MILFs off the top of my head. There's loads of MILFs out there. I remember I made a thread on Twitter about it. I was like, everyone, share with me your favourite MILFs. Just because I felt like it. There's something about, I don't know about you. And listen, I don't believe in the whole, like, whether making someone feel bad or good. Like, I don't believe in making someone feel bad about aging or good about being young. Like, oh, this age is good, this age is bad. But, like, honestly, there's something about when a woman hits 30, like, I think they get hotter. But not that it's about looks. I know that's not the point. But I don't know, man. Just something unlocks in them and something magical happens. I don't know what it is, you know? Even if they're not a mother, even if they're not a MILF, they're still MILF-like. So, yeah. Don't let her do this. It's cheating. Is this making eye contact with a man? It's making eye contact with a man, isn't it?
Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but
Yes.
here's reality, guys. If you got a girl and you're dating her seriously, she's your main chick, and she has an Instagram as well as maybe sexy photos of herself on the internet, that is cheating. Don't let people think and tell you, oh, you're just insecure, blah, blah, blah.
You are insecure.
No. Here's the reality.
You are.
As a man that's higher status, you have the leverage. You are the prize. You're the commodity. She wants a relationship with you. Therefore, if she wants to have a relationship with you, she's got to go by your terms, not society's BS. Oh, this is socially accepted all around. Last time I checked, you go back 100 years ago, girls didn't show pictures of themselves on the internet with their ass out. However, they do today, but they still expect you to be a gentleman and chivalrous while they can absolve themselves of being traditionally feminine.
I mean, women weren't having their asses out on Instagram 100 years ago because there wasn't Instagram, but also back then, like, showing an ankle was really scandalous then. So what does this guy want? Does he want, like, back to that era, like, just full gown? Like, well, what do you want, my guy? Girls, just dress how you want. Post whatever pics you want. If you don't feel comfortable posting sexy pics, don't. If you do, do. You do you, boo. If you want to wear head-to-toe garments, awesome. If you want to wear skimpy little skimps, do that. You do you, babes. I mean, do dress appropriate for the weather, because I don't want you to get hypothermia. Don't wear a bikini in the snow. And, you know, maybe don't wear a big puffer jacket in the summer, because that would be very silly. Oh, God. Okay, I think there's another 2 seconds of this.
Don't be stupid. Hold her to a standard, and if she wants a relationship with you, you're going to have it on your terms, which means she isn't going to do that cheating BS that Western society tells women they can do. Protect her from herself.
So I just find this hilarious because, okay, he considers this cheating, and it's interesting to me because he's like, you're the prize, and I don't like this attitude either way. I don't like it when we talk about dating, like, and this is straight dating, right? So like men and women. When people describe women as like queens and they're like, he should treat you like a queen and all this. I don't like that either. I don't think it's healthy to put anyone on a pedestal and to have like an unevenly yoked relationship, to have like any person feel at the mercy of the other, and to, I mean, obviously it's nice to adore each other, but like it should be both ways, right? It shouldn't be like one person being like, oh, blah, 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 and the other one's like, yeah. Or if that does happen, it should go both. Do you get what I'm saying, right? So I don't want that like on the woman's end, and I don't want that on the man's end either. Like neither is a prize. Like it's a partnership, it's an agreement, and it should be mutually kind of rewarding. So I don't like that. And it's not cheating. I mean, every relationship has different boundaries, and couples have different thoughts about what is and what isn't cheating. But that seems a step too far. Like, even though I do believe that like couples should be able to decide for themselves what their boundaries are, and if they're both happy and comfortable, you should respect that. That being said, if I had a pair of friends who are a couple and they said, yeah, we don't have Instagram because we consider it cheating, I'd be like, what the fuck are you on, mate? Like, that is, I don't know, just seems... And also, it's just so funny to me because it's like, you think that her having Instagram means she's going to get all these other options. Like, if she's a hot woman just in the world, she's still going to be a hot woman. But then I suppose he doesn't allow her to go out. Like, she's not allowed to see her friends, she's not allowed to see her brother, so maybe she won't ever meet anyone if she's just locked in the house. That's a good point. Girl doesn't want to hook up? Do this. Oh, this will be interesting.
I've gotten this question a bunch of times. Girl doesn't want to hook up, what should I do? Well,
one sec. Wait. Girl doesn't want to hook up. Girl spelled GRIRL. Girl doesn't want to hook up. My guy, proofread. You've got a big channel. You can afford to pay someone to do this for you. Like, my guy.
Hook up, what should I do? Well, honestly, guys, I kick him out. Why? Because, well,
oh, sure you do.
Tolerance, and then number two, I need to let her know that this isn't necessarily acceptable behavior for some.
She doesn't want to hook up. Okay, so that isn't acceptable behavior? Consent, my guy. I mean, I understand if, like, you want sex and say if your partner never does, like, they're not interested in sex, then you might not be compatible because it's like, that there's that. But, like, if she's just not ready yet and you're like, no, come on, pronto, come on, time's running out, 30-second clock. And it's just so funny that he's acting like, yeah, I mean, I just kick him to the curb. Yeah, when that happens with me, it's like, oh, sure, yeah, that happens all the time. Because, yeah, it's like, sure, okay, if you say so. I'm yet to see all these women just falling at their feet around you. But maybe it's happening. Maybe they exist. Maybe. You know? We can't disprove the existence of Santa. And we can't disprove the existence of these alleged women. Maybe they do exist.
Like me. If you have higher tolerance, maybe you like to go on 2-3 dates, whatever. Totally fine.
Oh, he wants on the first date.
But the thing I want you guys to understand is I don't want women leveraging sex against you for compliance. Period. If you're willing to wait, that's you. But don't sit there and hang out with her when you no longer want to hang out with her and you're still giving her attention while she doesn't give you what you want. You do what you want, Kings. These girls need to understand you're the prize, not the other way around, okay?
But on the flip side, this guy slut shames women. He has this analogy about women being cars and like, I'm not going to buy a car that's already been used for X amount of miles and all this shit. And Chad made a great video on Alpha Podcast. Love Chad. So funny. And she said something along the lines of, she this great analogy where she was like, these guys are like a dog with a ball. Like, you know how when you've got a dog and you're playing fetch with them and they bring you the ball and they have the ball in their mouth and like you want to take it to throw it to them. They're like, throw me the ball. But they're also like, don't take the ball because I want the ball. And they don't understand. It's like, well, in order to throw the ball, I've got to take it. And they're like, no, just throw. That's what these guys are like. And honestly, I cracked up when Chad said that because she's so right. Like, they want women to have sex on the first date, but they also want a woman who's never had sex with anyone else. It's just like, so you want her to be like really sexually open and down to fuck with you, but to have never been before. And it's like, that doesn't necessarily come from nowhere. I mean, some people might be very confident on their first time, but like most of the time it takes a while to get there. Like, you know, it can be a bit nerve-wracking. So if you want someone like that, you're probably going to want someone with a bit of experience. So... And here's another one. This is the last one I'm going to look at because I can't do this to myself any longer. Not getting sex, ? Do this.
Because I know I'm about to say something.
Holy shit, this audio is bad. Anyway.
If a woman does not give you the bedroom fun, she's useless to you. And I'm going to say why, okay? The thing is this. Men don't ask for much from women, right? We want some booty.
You don't ask for much? Are you having a fucking laugh? Have you seen what your channel is, what your podcast is? You're asking her not to go out with her friends. You're asking her to not see her brother. You're asking her not to have it. So are you joking? The lack of self-awareness. I also find it so funny that he always starts these clips like, I'm saying something really controversial, like, I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. And it's like, all your incel fans lap it up. And like, you know you're getting shit for it because you know it's a batshit thing to say. And the women on this podcast, they're just sat there like, what, girls? Why are you doing this? You're better than this. Come on. Have some self-respect. What you doing there?
Maybe a sandwich here or there. Peace and quiet. Men don't want much. Women, however, taller than me, make more money than me, successful, confidence, all this stuff.
That's
right?
not more than what you ask for.
So women require a lot from men. So men don't ask for much. But since we don't ask for much, the things that we ask for are much more important. So if a girl doesn't give you sex, that's like 1/3 of what she's supposed to give you gone. 50% almost. If you're in a relationship right now, for all the guys that are watching out there, you're in a relationship with a girl, your wife, whatever it is, and she's no longer giving you enthusiastic sex, start to prepare to kick her to the curb.
Okay, she's no longer giving you enthusiastic sex. What does that say about... Okay, I'm going to be careful with my words here. If she's not giving enthusiastic sex, there might be many reasons for that. There might be medical reasons. She might be depressed. It might have nothing to do with you. So I don't want to say it like that because I understand that sex is difficult, and just because your partner doesn't want to have sex doesn't mean you're the problem. So I'm not saying that. But in this case, it might have something to do with you, my guy. In this case, yeah, that's wild. And the way he's like, kick her to the curb, like your wife. Like, say she's given birth and she can't have sex because she's just given birth. It's like, wow. But he also wants like Virgin Marys. He really is like the dog going, no take, just throw. Except he's not cute like a dog, and he's not great like a dog. What does this guy give us? Whereas dogs give us everything. And that is the moral of the story. But yeah, no, that's enough of those guys. I mean, there's some great videos on them that are very funny. Like Anna Marie did one on them. Curtis Connor's done a very funny video on them. Obviously the one by Chad, so I'll link those for you. Like on the one hand, I don't want to talk about these guys because it's like giving them the attention they crave, because like part of their traction is being arseholes. But like on the other side, it's like they do have an audience. And I just think if men think like this, we just got to clown on them till they shut up, and then they'll feel embarrassed by these opinions, hopefully. Maybe not, maybe they'll double down, but some of them will, like, down the line, look back and feel embarrassed and be like, wow. And hopefully it's a phase. But anyway, so yeah, that's Fresh and Fit. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today. That was kind of all I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, because there was a massive gap where I couldn't get my screen recording software to record the audio. So I've actually been recording for a very long time, but the episode itself won't be anywhere near as long because most of it is... Anyway, sorry, you don't need to know that. Why am I telling you this? You don't need to know about all the behind the scenes malarkey, all the sort of trials and errors of making a podcast, when you've only got hooves. Because it's not me that does any of this. Obviously, it's the cow, and she's only got hooves. There's only so much she can do in a certain amount of time. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for listening, and thank you for the love on the latest video. And if you have any ideas for future podcast episodes, because I'll be doing more alone ones this year, let me know, because pods are much more chill. They don't require as intense research. So I'm really open to your suggestions and what you want to hear me talk about, or guests you want on. So please let me know. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to rate and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever your, podcast platform is. If you're on YouTube, give it a like, maybe subscribe, leave a comment of what you think of... what do you think? Music versus podcasts? Stop pitting women against each other, am I right? But if you had to choose music or podcasts, obviously music. Because podcasts are just people talking. You can still hear people talking, whereas a world without music would be a really shit world, wouldn't it? There wouldn't really be much. Like, music is one of the few nice things. So yeah, but that's my thought on it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. So thank you so much. Lots of love. I will see you next week, and I will hopefully have a video out in the near future as well. So yeah, lots of love. Thanks for listening, and bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye.